Do you know why most of you are bored to death? You know those moments when you feel like, man, my life is just boring. Like I get up every morning and I do the same thing over and over again. I get up, take a shower, drink some coffee, drive to work, spend all day trying to do what the boss says, update Facebook, drive home, stuck in traffic, get home, feed the kids, watch some Netflix, go to bed, and then get up and do the same thing all over again day after day. Why are you doing that? You know, it happens to all of us. We get stuck in this rut because we think this is normal. This is fine. We use that other four-letter word, fine. I'm doing fine. People often say, how am I doing? Same old, same old. Is that really how you want to live your life? In this day and age when there are so many opportunities all around us, and when the distance between our dreams and our reality has never been further? Ever notice that? How the distance between A and B is just like a mile long? If A is who you want to be in terms of your weight, in terms of your career, in terms of your marriage and relationships, and if B is where you stand currently, that distance has never been longer. It seems like we're getting further and further away from our actual dreams, and that's why we settle. And that's why we feel bored. And so what do? We complain. Ever meet someone who is just constantly complaining on Facebook about the same things over and over again? Like, man, stop complaining. Fix the laundry, fix your car, do your laundry, go out for a walk, take care of your kids, get off of Netflix. And you know, I know I'm sounding very black and white because I do understand that emotional constipation is a reality for most of us. Have you heard me talk about emotional constipation? Emotional constipation is that thing between A and B. It's the thing that gets us stuck on our way to our dreams. It's things that everyone deals with. It's real, and yet it's all in your head. It's physical. It really did happen to you. The trauma actually did happen to you. You did have a crappy childhood. Your dad wasn't really there. You did grow up really in the wrong part of town. It really happened, and yet it's all in your head. Meaning that just as that is real, the solution to that is also real. You can change your habits. You can go from being fine to being on fire and fuego, or as we like to call it here, living a life of gozo, living on Gozo Street. So how do we stop living boring lives? You know, I want to give you one thing. I have three, but I'm going to save two for later times. The number one thing for you to live a less boring life, a life of joy and of fulfillment and of true gozo, is to live and discover your God-given adventure. You know that our brains are actually made to live lives of adventure? You know that the way that our frontal cortex is created is to actually be rational and to be actually putting all of our emotions, which is normally in the back of our brains, into practice. And when our brain is the most healthy, when they do studies of imaging, mental imaging, and when they see the kind of the fire lights, or the lights firing inside our brain, meaning when things are going well and you're feeling happy, when all the endorphins are just triggering and firing, you know when that is when there's a balance between your back of your brain and your frontal part of your brain. In other words, when you have unity and harmony between your dreams and your habits. And you know what that's called? Is living a life of adventure. Adventure is when you are realizing your God-given dreams. When you are actually stepping into the future that God has given you. When you're actually moving into studying for the business exam so you can start your own business. It's moving into finishing school so that you can then move on and get your master's degree and become that attorney that you want to become. It's living out an adventure is you leaving that guy so that you can actually have the time and the emotional freedom to invest in you. That's living a life of adventure. And I actually like to call it not just living it, but actually it's rediscovering it, because here's the good news. You already possess that adventure inside of you. I am convinced that all of us are born with a God-given adventure. It's just that the emotional constipation has buried it. And life and pain and all kinds of stuff has buried it deep, deep within our souls. And it's been locked and someone has thrown away the key. But that adventure is just waiting to be rediscovered. I met a girl once. We were in line waiting to get our iPhone 6. So excited. We were both talking about the latest features. And I was just kind of telling her a little bit about my joy coaching and some of the videos that I do, and just my desire to really inspire people to live a life of joy. And she was like, well, how do you do that? And I said, well, can you remember a time when you were living out an adventure? When you were taking a risk, when you were fulfilling a God-given dream? And she's like, I can't think of anything. I said, well, maybe when you were a child, did you enjoy maybe animals? Did you like drawing? Were you into music? Were you into math? You know, kind of what was your dream growing up? And she's like, blank stare. We spent like maybe 10 or 15 minutes just kind of like talking about this idea from different angles. Nada. Zero. Back like 30 minutes before that moment, because this line was super long, she had mentioned that she was into basketball when she was in middle school, high school. So I said, tell me about that. And she said, I remember taking a last second shot. And I said, tell me more. She said, we were down by 5. I looked at the bench and all of my friends had their heads down. They thought, we have lost the game, it's over. But I remember getting the ball, dribbling a couple times, going past half court. At the time we were only down by 1, and I remember taking that last shot. And as I released it, I had full confidence that I was going to make it. Not just for my sake, but in that shot were all of the dreams and passions of all of my teammates. And so when I made that shot, I saw it and it went through the net and we won the game. And all of my friends, she said, rushed the court and hugged me and cheered one another, and we celebrated the victory. And I told her, that is your God-given adventure. That's what you have to rediscover. Now, do I mean that she's gonna now become a professional NBA player or WNBA? No. But it's that belief of not only making the shot, but being an encouragement to others. That's the God-given adventure that God has given all of us. It could be sports. It could be business. It could be that you want to be the best motivator. It could be that you want your body to be in shape so that you can live a healthy life. It could be that you want to have the most awesome marriage so that your children can also have very healthy relationships. You have to go back and discover that adventure. Get in there. Live it once again. Even if it takes you 10 minutes, 10 weeks, or 10 months, spend time thinking, asking God, what is my God-given adventure? And here's a challenge for you. I want you to actually write that down. And I want you to write as much detail as possible. And to not give up. Get up every morning, 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., whenever you have time, and sit there with a pen and paper or on your phone or your computer and wait until that picture is as crystal clear as it can be. I just want to encourage you. Stop living a boring life. Live out that adventure. See yourself making that winning shot. See yourself affecting a bunch of people around you, helping them live lives of gozo. That is my dream for you. That is my desire for you. Have a great rest of this day. Hey, this is Trig. Did you like this episode? There are 3 things that you can do to make sure that you stay on track with gozo living and with this message of joy. First, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe so that you can every week get a notification so that you know when these videos are ready for you to enjoy. Second, go to my website and sign up for the free article that I wrote for Leadership Journal called High Anxiety: How Anxiety No Longer Defines Me. And then third, also on my website, sign up to get my free newsletter that comes out every week that has funny jokes to give us joy, that has some of the content on conferences and articles that I'm writing that are not in this channel. You can click on the subscribe button right here on this video. Go to my website, check it out. Most of all, I am so proud of you. I am with you. I am cheering you on. I am thankful for what you're doing to live a life of joy, adventure, overcoming crisis, and discovering who you love. Thanks so much for watching. Your gozo friend. I will see you next time.